everyone, welcome to Skill Stream. Today we are going to talk about Python functions. We will understand why use them, what they are, and how to define our own. And by the end of this session, you will be able to create and use functions effectively in your Python programs. So let's start with the basics. Why do we use functions? Suppose I need to write a program in which Celsius must be converted to Fahrenheit multiple times. I have the logic with me for the conversion and I have written the code for it. But what if I want it multiple times? I won't repeat the same code every time a value need conversion, right? So here functions come into picture. Functions helps to reduce line of codes. Functions works on a fundamental principle of DRY, that is, don't repeat yourself. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we should write it once and reuse it. In this image you can see a television and the task that are flip channel and adjust volume. These are the actions that the TV can perform repeatedly. So instead of writing the code for flipping channel and adjusting volume every time the user presses a button, we write that logic once in a function and call it whenever we need to. That's the power of function. Now, what is a function? A function is a group of Python statements that can work together to perform a task. So we can see some examples like how to calculate the gas mileage of a car, how to count number of words in a text file, how to print a text on the screen, right? So a function can take multiple input, the function can have multiple statements too, and it will produce an output. Now in Python we have two types of functions, built-in functions and user-defined functions. Built-in functions are already predefined. The Python interpreter has a number of functions that are always available for use, right? So in this, some examples are print. Print is to display output. Len function is to find the length. Type function is to check the data type of a data. Int, float, string are for typecasting and conversions. Sum, max, min for basic calculations. Range function for generating a sequence, input function to take user input. So built-in functions are predefined functions. We don't have to write the code for it. They are already defined in Python. Next comes user-defined functions. As the name only indicates, user-defined function in Python means as a user I will define my own function with my own function name. I need to write the code for my own function. So that is what user-defined function is. The difference between built-in function and user-defined function is built-in, it is already implemented. User-defined functions are not already implemented. As a user, I need to define it. So that's why the name given is user-defined functions. So in Python, to define user-defined functions, we need to use a keyword def. The name of function that is given by user and argument. Function docstring works like comment. If I want to explain what my function is, I can always use this function docstring, which is included in double quotations, my function statements and return expression. So when a function is returning an expression or a function is returning a value, we can call that function as a fruitful function. Okay. Now you can see in this example, I have a function add with 2 parameters and I have written the code for addition of 2 numbers and I am returning the result. So I can call this add function as fruitful function. So this is my function definition. When I am writing the code for a function, it becomes a function definition. The parameters which we are passing inside a function are nothing but formal arguments, or you can say they are formal parameters. When I need to call a particular function, I need to call that particular function by the name of function and pass the actual values. So these are nothing but the actual arguments, or you can say actual parameters. So now we will see some examples of writing user defined functions. Now we need to write a program to calculate area of triangle and print the result using function. So as we have studied now, I need to use a keyword def. You can write the name of function area. Suppose I am writing a comma b. These are my formal parameters and colon. So this is how we define function. Now press enter. Area equal to a into b. Return area. So this is my function definition is over. Now I need to call that particular function. So for calling a particular function, I need to write the name of function and pass the actual values. So if I want to give a particular message, right, like area of triangle is comma. So this is my function. I have defined a function with the keyword def. This is my function name and this is formal arguments. This is my function code and this is my function call with the actual values, that is 12, 10. So we'll execute this. So you can see the output, area of triangle is 120. So let's try the other one. In this we need to calculate maximum of 2 numbers. So this is my user defined name colon, press enter. For comparison of 2 numbers we can use if a greater than b colon return a else return b. So my function definition is over. What I need to do is I need to pass actual values. So for that I need to call that function. Let's execute this. So largest number is 12. What in case if I want to take users input, right? So this is we are passing the actual value. So instead of passing the actual value, I need to take users input. So what I can do is I need to take help of built-in input function. So this input function is used for taking users input. And we need to do type conversion with the help of int function. That is again a built-in function. b equal to int input enter b. Now I need to call that function and print the result. So instead of this actual value, I will pass the parameters, right? So here's the output. Enter a, suppose I have entered 12, enter b, I have entered 10. So area of triangle is 120. So I hope you have understood this, how to write a function in Python. So that's all about function today. That's the power of function. It saves time, reduces repetition, and improves readability. Thanks for watching.